people should stop training radiologists now. It's just completely obvious that within 5 years, deep learning is going to do better than radiologists because it's going to be able to get a lot more experience. It might be 10 years, but we've got plenty of radiologists already.
There are lies, damn lies, and then there are statistics.
Hello everyone and welcome to the AI Corner, where AI is demystified to separate the hype from reality. In this video, we will be focusing on one of the most important AI fields of application, which is healthcare, and more specifically, radiology. If you did not recognize the speaker from the first video, his name is Geoffrey Hinton. He is a British-Canadian researcher in the field of artificial intelligence. He received the Turing Award in 2018, which is the equivalent of the Nobel Prize for Artificial Intelligence, and this is how he earned the title of the Godfather of AI. In other words, he is probably one of the most brilliant minds of our time. He delivered that speech in Toronto in 2016, and his message was pretty clear. It is useless to train radiologists these days, since AI will be able to do their job much better in 5 to 10 years. Well, we are already 5 years from 2016, so this should happen by 2026. Yet, radiologists seem to have a slightly different opinion. Let's check that out.
There have been so many opportunities to use basic computer science to help radiologists over the years. And the first movement in the field was an idea that the entire field of radiology could be replaced. I think the more that the researchers actually study what radiologists do, they'll see that there's almost no way that an AI could do what a radiologist can do. Radiology is a difficult field. We make a lot of difficult decisions with imperfect information. We use a lot of gut feeling, all right? There's a lot of, I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but I'm going to do my best anyways. That's what radiology is. Let's call AI what it really is, statistics.
The last thing is that I really think that AI is going to make us much more efficient, and we will be able to help more people in less or the same amount of time, you know what I mean? I think it will help bring access to places that don't already have, because we will be able to just do so much more. Even small things like taking measurements and the things that it will do in our everyday life, versus also like just helping us diagnose things and be more accurate. And in all of these ways, we're going to become much faster and be able to bring healthcare to more and more people. And I think that's really where the advantage of AI comes into play. I don't think that it's reasonable to think that AI will take over all of our jobs. I just do not see that happening. But I do think it will help us very, very much. I don't think that it's anything that we should all be afraid of. I think we should welcome it and be able to adapt to it, but I just don't think that's going to take over our jobs.
So what do I think of AI? I think our field is becoming more and more demanding. Our scans are increasing exponentially over the past few years. Our scan time has decreased, so we can crank out more scans faster. And we're reaching the point where we almost can't keep up. As a radiologist, you can only read so fast and still be accurate. So I think AI has the potential to facilitate our reading and has the ability to make us more proficient, which, like every radiologist and every physician, efficiency is key. In addition to that, I think it would allow radiologists to focus on more complex studies like difficult MRIs or difficult rectal cancer staging, etc., rather than sifting through a list of mundane ICU chest radiographs, which take a ton of time and they aren't that valuable. So in conclusion, please do not let AI scare you. I think as radiologists, we should embrace it because it can only help us. It is here to stay, it will only get better, and it is here to help us, not replace us. Radiologists are way more valuable than you may think.
So, what do you think? Is AI going to replace radiologists, or is it going to help them do their job more efficiently? Please let me know in the comments below. As far as I'm concerned, I think that AI researchers and AI practitioners, myself included, are somehow biased in the sense that our job is to cast everything as a mathematical problem. And in theory, on paper, that makes sense. But when it comes to practice and real-world implementation, there are new problems that arise that are not easy to predict, especially if we do not specialize in the field of application we tackle. While listening to these radiologists talking, and I will put the links to their full videos in the description below, what they basically say is that even the most advanced image recognition algorithm is not enough to come up with an accurate diagnosis. Because it's not just about image recognition. They incorporate more context information to their analysis. They know the patient and they know his or her medical history. Also, they have doubts when they work, and this is not because they can't read the image or they need help with that. It's because the information contained in the image is not enough. So they use help from other colleagues, they have interdisciplinary meetings, and they put more information on the table to come up with a diagnosis. And maybe some of you are wondering, what if we give our deep learning model all these pieces of information? Isn't it supposed to automatically learn how to take them into account? Well, on paper that might work, but in reality, that would lead to a huge intractable space for our model, which makes it impossible to realistically implement with current state-of-the-art technology. Also, mistakes happen, and part of the radiologist's job is to take responsibility for that. What if, God forbid, you get a surgery for the wrong reasons due to a bad diagnosis, and the doctor tells you it was the fault of some machine learning algorithm? With that said, we will still need radiologists for a long time in my opinion, and I don't think they will be replaced by any form of AI anytime soon. As I said in my previous video, spreading false ideas and expectations is harmful for the development of AI. Check it out if you haven't. And even beyond AI, what if this becomes a mainstream idea and very few students decide to become radiologists? What impact would that have on the next generations? There are two main takeaways here. The first one is that the AI expert is not the expert in the field he or she tackles. In this case, I believe that radiologists and doctors are more entitled to make expectations about how AI is going to impact their field in 5, 10, 20, or 50 years. The second one is that transforming a good research result into something applicable in the real world is a lot of work that takes time, and we should realize that to avoid making unrealistic shortcuts and expectations. A research result is not a prototype yet, and a prototype is not a product yet, and a product is not yet a business that provides value to the world. Alright, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't hesitate to comment and subscribe for more content about the hype around AI and AI in business. And also special thanks to Dr. Saurel Gaur, Dr. Yasha Gupta and Dr. Cellini for sharing their views on how AI can impact radiology and for the awesome job they're doing. We definitely still need you guys.